Welcome everybody to the Men's League TV update for August the 14th, 2024. And boy, did we have a day yesterday. And we had everything. Scoring was through the roof, but we've had our first ace in, I'm going to say 2 years. 2 years ago, we had two aces on number 8. Ron Warwick was our sponsor on number 8. He had to pay a shell out $1,000 for that. So we moved it back to number 6 because it's a lot tougher to ace number 6, but not for Perry Brunt. Perry Brunt got an ace at number 6 yesterday. Congratulations, Perry. Ron Warwick, our sponsor, has put up $500 for a hole-in-one. You got it. I don't know how you did it. I mean, I know we're playing the greens, fair enough, but that pin was right at the back, over a trap, well guarded, few paces off the edge of the green. Love to hear your story about that sometime. Good for you. Congratulations. Yesterday, as expected, scoring was through the roof from the green tees. Tony Riccuti was our low net with 26. Aiden Coyle and Elliot Riddell both had 33s. A little surprising. I thought it'd be a little lower than that, but I'll give them a break on this week because the pin placements were all at the edge. They're trying to save the middle of the greens for the Canadian mid-amateur next week. So, okay, I'll give you one because I have my rant's going to talk about that later on. Just to let you know, we have a short match play update video this week with Pete Richardson's a little glitchy. Pete was losing the connection, but I managed to piece it together enough so you get the gist of it. So 58 players had 20 or more points. 25 of those had 22 or more. So Green Tees agrees with the majority of players out there. 22 teams had 40 or more points, and we had 6 teams that were perfect, and I had to resort to tiebreakers again to get the top 3 teams. Top 3 teams are getting $15 a person. Even if you weren't there, you get $15 a person. Not a bad deal. There were 4 eagles yesterday. Obviously, Perry Brunt got an eagle on number 6. Tom McComb, Jeff Hall, and Jaden Prue also had eagles. So that, I think, almost equaled how many eagles we've had totaling this year. So Green Tees can't beat them. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a dive into the team races because there are 2 weeks to go to determine who gets into the A playoffs. And right now, it's very, very close. We have, I think 10 teams. I think 10 teams that can claim that last spot. So let's take a look. And by the way, next week's score is already in. I had to put in yesterday. You haven't seen it. I want to talk a bit about that a little later, but it's already in. So you really only have 1 week to improve your score, because next week's score was the score you got on June 19th. I had mistakenly put June 26th, June 19th. So let's take a look where these team races are. And you can see Team Abu right here, 18 with 468 points. They are the 16th team. Team Fitzgerald is 468. Team Abu. Team Pat Fitzgerald is 468. Team Bonesteel is 468. But then you got all the 467. Team Beggs, Team Riddell, Elliot Riddell, Team Bowles, and then there's Team Shillington. Even Team Castle, Team LeBlanc, they're all in the race. And also, these teams, Ewart, Lockyer, Watson, they could drop back. So to get to that last spot, it's going to be a dogfight. Now, I should tell you, the way we break ties is a team who was ahead the week before, they move on. If that's tied, I go back to this week, which will be week 16. Remember, week 17 is already in. We already know that. I'm not telling you until next week. That'll be published next week, the captain's report. But the team 16, the team 17 will week 16. So this is the order we're going to take. Now, for all these teams that are tied, I'm going to go back 1 more week. So it's important to have a good week. Now, that could all be a moot point because one of these teams can get 22 points or 44 points and move right up the ladder and get rid of a low score, maybe move 10 points up and knock everybody else out. So the first 16 teams get to play for the A playoffs, the next 16, the B playoffs, and the third 16 for the C playoffs. So good luck to everybody. And we'll see you next week, and I'll explain more about that. So what's going on next week? Well, next week is going to be number one. I'm going to update the overall scores. Will all be updated. I'm not going to update things like the high points for the week, because you can look back on June 19th and see that information. What will change is the overall scores. Yeah, I guess eventually the ringer and the ringer scores, the birdie scores. If you got a birdie on the 19, you get credit for another one. Um, that type of thing. They'll get updated. Anything that would change from the 19th that's cumulative, that will get updated. But the team scores get updated, and I'm going to do another deep dive into that. The other thing that's going on is we have some very close races for the flight championships. Now, the flight championships, they begin September 11th. I'm not going to do a deep dive this week. It's a little too early for that, but maybe next week I'll take a little extra time and show you where everybody stands. Because remember, I have next week's score, so their score is going to be updated. Top four teams, top four players in each division play off on the 11th. In the intermediate division, the A division, A flight, they're usually the younger guys. So we have a later tee off time. I reserve a tee off time for you. The B, C, and D flights, they go off around 12 o'clock because I want to be there. And you play off in an intersectional type format. There is strokes involved, and good luck. May the best player win. The top winners of each of those flights in the intersectional type format play off the week later. And by the way, the winner of each flight wins $50. The winner of the total wins another $100. So it's another $150 at stake there. Also next week, there's going to be a green tea survey. I'm going to on the video, we'll go over what green teas would look like for the 66 years of people or 66 years of age or over on January 1st, 2025. I will give you the scenario. What changes are going to be made. They're very slight changes. The one I can tell you right now, one of them will be prepaid skins. We'll have to have the green tea people will have to have their own prepaid skins. We might have just an A and B division. Might have an ABC division. We'll see how many sign up. If we go that route, I'm not committing to it yet. I want to hear I want to get your feedback. I've so far I've had many people say they want this, and I've had one or two say they don't, and so that gives rise to an opt-out. And I will point out the difference between some of the arguments I'm hearing. Well, if they want to play green teas, they can play satellite. Well, yes, they can, but satellite league is a different league. It's not a men's league, and the men's league is a lot more competitive. There are prizes. I'm not saying satellite has maybe one competition every week. They have point totals. That's it. There's nothing. There's no skins. There's nothing. That's the way they want it, and it's only $30 to join the satellite league, and you're in. They don't want to pay $130. They don't want the competition. They just want to go play golf, and if that's what you want, it's there. You play from the green tees. A lot of people who want to play from the green tees want the competitive round. They want to be on a team. They want to go for birdies. They want to play for skins. They want to, they like the stats. They like all the competitions that we do. So there is a difference between the two leagues. So I'm a little sympathetic to that, but we'll see. Maybe there's not enough interest. We can't do it. Maybe there's a lot of interest, and we can get 40, 50 players to sign up. So I'll explain what all the differences are and how that's going to work and how I see it working. There are going to be some things that I'm going to have to adjust, but as I as I run through this. But right now, only things like maybe the ringer report would be different. The prepaid skins would be different. I can't really think of anything else. The teams would remain the same. The point totals remain the same. So I don't see anything major. However, and we would have crossover. So people playing the green tees, they may have to, they'll play twice a year the white tees, and the people playing the white tees twice a year play the green tees. I'm still going to do that. The wild card Wednesdays, I'm only going to have if we miss a week. So if we get a rain out, we didn't get enough, we'll have a wild card Wednesday up until the 18th week. I can't have it after that because that's when the playoffs start. I can't have a wild card on that. Okay, so next week there will be an update. I'll go over some of the races. You'll see the all the cumulative scores updated. Anything that's cumulative, anything that deals with that week, like high points and that type of thing, is not going to be published. But the other stuff will. Okay. I have a minor rant, and I understand why. But those pin placements yesterday, unbelievable. I mean, you'd putt the ball and you could see the break going one way. And I had a putt on one of the holes. It broke the way I thought it was, and then it got near the hole because it was near the end. The green sloped the other way, and it broke away from the pin. I couldn't even get it. It was fun, but boy, they were difficult. And a couple of our guys, if they had a downhill putt, they were off the green. It was just going right off. Yeah, you couldn't stop the ball from going off the green. Like, so it was like you would take a putt, you were on the green, you putt it off, then you put it back on, and you'd say 4 with 2 putts. Well, the guy had 3 putts, but one of the putts was off the green, so you couldn't count that as a putt. So it was all day long with those pin placements. It was fun, but I don't want to play them again. I got to play them Friday. The other thing I'm surprised at, for the Canadian Mid-Am, they're not letting the rough grow. I thought they'd be letting that rough grow quite a bit for those guys because they can play. And I would urge you to see the CTV update, because we have a great interview with Jared Coyle, who's playing in it next week, and how he's going to prepare himself for the Canadian Mid-Am. And I hope he doesn't get those pin placements. I asked him in that interview if he was going to start out on men's league this week with 5 straight birdies. And he said he was going to try. So, and he didn't do it, but he did get a few birdies yesterday. So that was good for him. And he won a skin. We did have one big skins winner yesterday. I'm trying to remember. I think it was in C skins, so I'm not sure, but I'm trying to remember who that was. Oh no, it was Perry Brunt. He won the only net skin yesterday at $75, and he won another $30 for the another $30 for the his sea skin. So unfortunately, I had to share it with 4 other people for his eagle. Anyway, guys, a short video this week, and until next week, play well.